Hi Teresa, I'm very pleased to say that this dropped in really quite nicely to change the database name as well. I've still got that test SSIS config table, but I've now got it in two databases. There's that DH playground, whatever that is, and I've also created test SSIS config rather. What should we show you first? Let's show you the config files. So I relinked one of these into Visual Studio. Did that by going extensions, SSIS, package configurations, add, browse. Tells me that it already exists, but I do have the option to reuse, so I could reuse that those settings. I'm not going to add that now because I know that will mess things up. As we had before, nothing configured here. What we have in the files is the DH Playground database connection. That's just the name of the connection here. That was just default. And we also have test value 01 for this one, so same as before, more or less. In our second one we have it's still the connection DH Playground, but this time that catalogue is test SSIS config and test value 02. So let's see what happens when we run it. So let's run that's config 01 with the DTSX. That's run successfully, and now let's run config 02, same DTSX. And if we go back to SQL Server, we've got that test value 01, test value 02. So it's looking at the different databases. I have done that by, in this connection, rather than having an explicit connection string specified there, we are using, oh, it has got a explicit, oh, that's what you want at design time anyway, but it is overwriting that obviously to switch the databases between the two. So I think we're there with it. It's going to take some fiddling around with your existing DTS packages, obviously. I think when you're designing your packages, you're probably going to come in here and you're actually going to have something listed here, I suspect, because you will need those values when you're sort of developing the different solutions. I think part of your deployment process would then be to come in and remove that, deploy the DTSX, and you'll have your config values on the dynamic highway server. Yeah, I'm going to conclude this because it does work. There's just a few tricks to observe with it. Hopefully this is useful, and yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about it again soon.